Hi, I'm Briony Kennedy, the founder of Adorn Cosmetics, and today I wanted to share with you a really simple routine to head out to work or just an everyday routine that you might like to try. So, getting started, since I've got a more mature skin, it's a little bit dehydrated, one of the first things that I start with, which I've shared in previous videos, is the fact that I start with the primer, which is a 2-in-1 moisturizer as well as skin primer to prep the skin ready for foundation application, and I combine it with the antioxidant facial oil. So that just gives the skin a bit more of a dewy appearance. It's fantastic for those that want to actually use a loose mineral foundation, so it has that dewy appearance rather than more of a matte appearance. If you'd like to use a rosehip oil, you can also do that and mix that with the primer if you'd prefer. So what that does is it turns the loose mineral foundation into a liquid instantly. So it's a pump of your chosen facial oil and the primer. Okay, and then you're just popping that all over the face, the neck, the décolletage, under the eyes. Okay, and since I've also got a mature skin, what I like to do is put our eye cream on as well. If you have an oily eye area, it's probably best not to do this step, but again, since I'm a bit more dehydrated and have the fine lines, I like to pop an eye cream on of a morning and night time, simply because when your skin is hydrated, fine lines, or any lines for that matter, are less deep in appearance and makeup will apply a lot better. But again, if you've got an oily eye area, avoid that step, as you've got that natural oil that should make the makeup sit nicely anyway. So eye cream for drier skins, avoid it, and maybe just use it at night for someone who's got an oilier skin. So again, being a more mature skin, what I like to try and do is bring back a youthful appearance, so I look a little bit more luminescent, a bit more radiant. We can have the appearance of more dull skin the older we get, as we're not generating skin cells as quickly, or renewing them rather. So what I like to do with this particular look is pop on our Skin Radiance Liquid Illuminizer. So all you need to do with this particular product is pop about this much, and you're just popping it around all your high points, down the nose. You could even pop a little bit under the eyes if you don't have puffy eyes. So when something is illuminized, or it has a slight golden sort of fleck to it, what that does is it actually makes things look healthier, it makes things look bigger, it brings attention to those areas. So if you've got puffy eyes, you don't want anything that's shimmery under there, but if it's a little bit sallow, a little bit of this product is perfect just to give it a bit of a lift and more of a plump appearance. So with the Skin Illuminizer, the liquid version, I've popped this on first. I'm very, very loosely going to buff that into my skin. I'm not really going to make much of a fuss of it, just to get it on there, because when I put the foundation on, that will blend it properly. Okay, so that's on. And what I really like about this illuminizer is that it actually has coverage in it. So if you do want a tinted moisturizer look, you could actually mix this particular product with, say, the primer. You could mix it with a moisturizer, and then it'll actually give you coverage, a really beautiful, dewy, everyday coverage. So that's another little tip if you'd like to use it for that. So what I now move on to is our loose mineral foundation, and so I use the medium olive shade. It's more of a yellow base. I probably am more the light to medium, but I like a little bit of a lift, and because our minerals are so forgiving, you can go a shade darker if you'd like. Just bear in mind you may need to blend it down the neck. However, make sure it's the right tone. So you don't want to go for something that's a pink tone if you're a yellow based tone. So yes, you can go darker, but just make sure it's the right tone of product. So with the loose mineral foundation, I use the Kabuki brush, and just to show you, each time I'm buffing it on my face, I've probably got about this much on there. Okay, and what I like to use is the lid to get it evenly on the brush, because if the minerals are even on the brush, they're going to go evenly onto the face. If you just pop your brush in there and then pop it on the face, it's just going to fall everywhere. So a way to minimize mess is to make sure always, no matter what makeup you're using, that it's even on your brush. So just swirl your brush around in the lid or on a tissue, whatever it might be, so it's nice and even like this before you start applying it. Now, for more of a natural coverage, you might do bigger buff circles, but for me, I tend to sort of stipple it or keep the buff really small, just because I want to have that really nice coverage. So you can see that it's just helped on this side even out my skin. So it still looks like really nice skin, looks like my own skin rather than foundation. So we'll pop over to the other side. Now, with foundation, you don't have to pop it all over the face. If you only have discoloration or areas of concern, say for example down the T-zone, just pop the foundation there. You don't have to put foundation all over your face, okay? Just use it as a spot treatment if that's what you feel comfortable with. I like to put the anti-aging loose minerals all over my face, neck and décolletage, which I've shown in previous videos, simply because of the UVA, UVB broad spectrum. It offers excellent natural sunscreen, not a chemical sunscreen. So for me, I'm in and out all the time. It just gives me that protection that I'm really after. It's very lightweight, it's sweat resistant and water resistant. So for me, being on the go, it lasts a really long time. I don't have to touch it up during the day. So, you know, for me, that's my preference. When I'm going out, I might use the cream, or if I'm feeling extra dehydrated, I might use our hydrating cream. So with the loose minerals, again, that was the medium olive. So the next step that I like to move on to, for those of you that know me, know that I would take this as my chosen product to an island. It's the Peachy Sleep Under Eye Concealer. It is a peachy orange based concealer, and what this particular product does is it helps eliminate black and blue. So if you've got puffy eyes, which has been a question I've been asked lately, is if it's suitable. It's probably not going to be suitable if you've got excessive puffiness under the eyes. It's also possibly not going to be suitable if you're really, really olive skin or darker skin, because it's going to make that area look grey because it's so much lighter than that skin colour. And being that it's lighter, it will draw attention to puffiness. So if you've got flat area that's blue or a black area you're correcting, it's excellent for. It's a must-have. But puffy eyes, match it to the skin colour foundation you've selected, because what you want to do is bring all of your face together and eliminate that puffy look, and the way you do that is with darker colours. So select whatever foundation colour you are for the puffiness under the eyes. The same with the darker skin. You'll probably find that using a concealer that's more so the colour of your foundation is going to be a better option for you. So you can head to our mineral and organic concealer section of the website, and you'll find the medium olive there, which is excellent, and maybe the medium tan. For the people that have got more that orange based, pink based tan, but maybe their eyes are quite white, it'll just help bring everything together. So you can see I've popped it right in the corners there. We're all really dark in there, and I'm just dabbing this on like an eye cream. I'm not rubbing it in, okay? And right to the corner, we're all a bit red there, and you'll notice that I'm actually blending this down onto my cheekbone, okay? It looks more natural if you do that rather than just sticking to the area, okay? And it also gives a quick natural contour to the cheekbones doing that as well. I don't like taking concealer too close up here, as we do all, well, unless you're quite young or lucky, we do all have the lines, and whilst this won't accentuate them, I just think that you want to eliminate popping too much product around those areas anyway, okay? So that's the Peachy Sleep Concealer. A really small amount is all that's required. Now, the next step, I wanted to show you very quickly how to contour your face. So you probably see these videos and you think, oh Lord, that's just too much, takes too long. So I agree, I haven't got time for that either. So what I want to teach you is a very quick way of contouring your face. Now, you can choose a foundation that is either a shade darker than your foundation, so use another coloured foundation as the contour product, or you can use a bronzer. My tip though is that you use a product that doesn't have any luminescence to it, because again, bringing back to what we said originally, that will make things look bigger. When we're contouring, we're making things look smaller. So for example, when we're contouring under here, we're making this look smaller, so in effect what it'll do is make the cheekbones look bigger. So we don't want any luminescence here, because that's going to puff this area out. So make sure you pick a bronzer that's a matte. So I'm going to use the Milan bronzer, which is our winter bronzer. It's our lightest bronzer that suits most skin tones, and it's really easy to work with. Again, it's a very small amount, and swirling it around in the lid, because it's even on the bristles, it'll be even on the skin. Now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to apply this in a 3 on my face. So along the hairline, down here, right to this part of the ear, in no further than the edge of your eyebrow, and then back along the jawline, okay? It's perfect for people that have got a high hairline like me. That's a lovely hereditary thing that I've picked up. So what it will do, so you're starting about this far down, back into the hairline, so about an inch away. So what this will do is help make a large forehead appear smaller. It'll help with high hairlines. It will also give the contour of really nice cheekbones, and it'll give a really nice structured jawline, just popping it down around there. Now if you've got your hair back like I do, I always dust a little bit behind my neck, because obviously we're all a bit fair behind there, and I also like to put some bronzer on my neck, just to bring it all together. Now, if you have a chin that you're not that proud of, contouring or popping bronzer on the neck is another great way of just giving a really nice structured appearance around here. So you don't have to spend much time with it. It's just literally, again, as I said, that number 3, pushing it into the hairline, down along the cheekbone, underneath the cheekbone rather, along the jawline, down the neck, behind the neck if you've got your hair up, behind the ears. Okay, just bringing it all together. Now, if you, like me, even with all my experience, put a blob of bronzer on and it's like, whoa, or you've just done it too heavily, you always come back to this amazing brush. The Kabuki brush is honestly, aside from the Peachy Sleep, my favorite product. It corrects everything. Just because it keeps a little bit of foundation on it, it will help bring all those beautiful minerals together, so they're working in synergy. And so it's just literally going over the product like this, and it's just really nicely bringing that all together so that you cannot see where anything begins and ends. Okay, so that again has just helped minimize the forehead area, hairlines. It's given a nice structure to the cheekbones, the jawline, and if you needed to, the chin. So the next product that I would like to show you is the cream blush. Okay, and the one that I use is the Summer Cream Blush. So what I will do again is use 2 fingers at the one time, just getting a little bit on like this, and a good indicator of where to start is the edge of your eyebrows and halfway sort of through your nose, okay, and just about here. Any further down, it's going to drag your face down and make you look drawn. So as we get older, we don't want that. Unless you've got a really round face, yes, you probably could take it a bit further down to give that more drawn appearance, but for someone with my face shape, no, we don't want to do that. So it's gently popping this in circles on the apples of the cheeks, okay, and you can go as heavy as you're comfortable with, okay. This is actually a really nice lip colour too. It's a bit of an extra multi-purpose tip, okay. So I like the cream blush just because I think it's much more natural and dewy, especially for everyday use. For nighttime, I may go with one of the loose blushes just because it's, you know, they're a bit heavier looking, but that's the product that I really love. Now, moving on, I want to now show you how to use an illuminizer to highlight. So the product I'm now using is our Loose Skin Radiance Illuminizer. The first one I used was to help with dewiness of the skin, health and radiance. This particular one, which is the Loose Minerals, is going to help highlight the areas that I'd like to highlight. Again, anything with an illuminescence will make things look bigger. So I'm going to pop it in my temple, on my temple area, okay, on top of my cheekbones. Again, I'm using the lid to make sure these minerals are even on the brush. Okay, on top of the other cheekbone, the other temple, down the bridge of the nose. If you've got a smaller forehead area, or you just want to look more dewy and more radiant, you can pop a little bit in the middle here. And it's a beautiful natural eyeshadow. So if you want to just very gently pop some over your eyes, it's fantastic, and it will open up that eye area. Okay, another little tip I want to show you, if you want your lips to appear a little bit bigger, you can just pop this loose illuminizer on the top of your Cupid's bow and here. Okay, so in the center of your mouth, to give the appearance of a pout once you pop a gloss on or a lipstick. Okay, so that part of my lips is a little bit lighter now, and so it will look more forward and more poutier. Okay, so I'll pop the lip gloss and lipstick on in a minute. If you want to go for a classic look with this particular office or day look, you can also pop the base eyeshadow on, and that will just give a really nice just a classic appearance to the eyes, and then you could pop a little bit of eyeliner on or something like that if you'd like, but I'm just going to go with that loose illuminizer. So the next step that I would like to go through with you is the mascara. Okay, the mascara that I use is the waterproof mascara for Pilates exercise, that type of thing, but the mineral mascara is what I use on an everyday basis. It's completely toxin free, as is all of our range, so it's great if you've had operations on your eyes like I have. So I'm really conscious of what I put on my eyes, being that this area is highly absorbent. You really want to make sure what you're putting on your eyes is toxin free. Now I always concentrate on the outer lashes. I've discussed this in previous videos. The reason for that is we want beautiful almond eyes, and by focusing on these lashes, that will give you that look. If you put too much in the middle, you're going to have this sort of starfish appearance. It brings the eyes together and makes it look more narrow. So yes, if you've got wide set eyes, you may want to do that, but for everybody else, just focus on the outer lashes and pop a little bit here, but do 2 to 3 coats on the outer lashes. And I tend to go and brush my teeth while one coat's drying and then do another coat. If you want to pop it on the lower lashes, feel free to do so. The same on the outer lashes. If mascara or eye products do not stay put for you, don't put mascara on the lower lashes. For definition, you're much better off using a brow dust or an eyeshadow rather, and just pop it on the outer corner, and that will give you definition that's water resistant and you're not going to have running down your face. This is a very oily area, and for everybody it's very different how products will last, but that's a little tip for those who maybe have hooded eyes, quite puffy here, you have a habit of touching your eyes. Just go with a dust under there. Okay, so I just want to finish off now with one of my favourite lipsticks, and that is our new one, Zaza. It's from the Style Icon Organic range. Okay, it's a beautiful coral colour, same as my jacket practically. So I just pop this on, wind it up a bit more. Okay. Preferably just on my lips. It's actually not very easy doing videos into a phone, let me tell you. So that is perfectly fine how it is. If you wanted to do something that gave it a little bit more oomph, my lips are a little bit dry today, what I like to pop is the Style Icons lip gloss over the top. Okay, and this particular colour I'm using today is Kate. So it just gives more of a hydration to the lips and makes your lipstick colour stand out more. So hopefully this has given you a little idea of how you could get ready to, in the morning, maybe 5 minutes is all it would take. Obviously it's taken us a bit longer because I would like to think I've given you some tips along the way. But just to recap, all I've done is used the primer mixed with my facial oil, which is the antioxidant. You can use a rose hip. Then I've popped the Skin Radiance Illuminizer just around here, gently buffed that in with the Kabuki brush. I then applied the loose minerals in medium olive for myself. I'm also light to medium if that helps you. I then applied the Peachy Sleep Concealer under the eyes, okay, and then the contour with the bronzer, which was the 3, okay, on the neck, back of the neck, behind the ears. The loose illuminizer to highlight, just around here as well. Mascara, okay, the blush, and finished off with the lips. So hopefully this has given you some tips, and I will see you soon. Bye.